What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it looks like we can have a replacement fight in place of the expected, anticipated ring return of undefeated three-division, five-time world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as one of the faces, if not the face of the sport of boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is 29 wins, no loss, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 29 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis is expected to headline and introduce the new partnership and relationship between the premier boxing champion, better known as the PBC, but founder and advisor Al Heyman, and the new stable of fighters and the brand with Amazon Prime after Showtime has decided to get out the business of the sport of boxing after 37 years. It's said that Gervonta Tank Davis is supposed to headline the first pay-per-view event in March to introduce the PBC and Amazon's new partnership and platform. And now it's said that you're having a hard time coming to an agreement as to what's going to be next for Gervonta Tank Davis, who last fought April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, the biggest, most lucrative marquee fight of his career, when he took on and defeated former lightweight, now junior welterweight Mexican-American superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia. And the fight did a reported 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, depending upon who you ask. It did the fifth highest gate in Las Vegas boxing history with $23 million gate. And it saw Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia take home over $30 million apiece. With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, the anticipation of what's next for him is highly sought out. But it's said that it's being reported that it could be pushed back. But now PBC, they have, I believe, an obligation to Amazon and an obligation to their fighters to put on a card in March. And so now it's being said that we could get the rematch as a replacement. And that rematch is undefeated three-division world champion, two-division undisputed world champion, still the unified welterweight world champion, and the pound-for-pound king, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 fighter in the world, in Terence Crawford, rematching the former unified three-belt welterweight unified world champion superstar boxer Errol Spence Jr. in March. So it looks like we could get the rematch with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford in March as a replacement for what was expected to be Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, Errol Spence's and Terence Crawford fight did about 750,000 pay-per-view buys. It took place July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. As far as pay-per-views goes, it underperformed, in my opinion, and many people's opinion. It just underperformed. I expected it to do much bigger numbers than it actually did. Nonetheless, it was a mega fight. It was the most competitive fight on paper, 50-50 fight if there ever were one in the last 40 years. Nobody definitively knew who was going to win and how they was going to win the fight. It was the most anticipated fight in the last decade. And the fight itself was entertaining and exciting. But as far as competitive-wise, it didn't live up to the hype because Terence Crawford absolutely dominated the fight. He dropped Errol Spence in the second round, twice in the seventh, and then stopped him in the ninth. But he was just battering him and just first and just more reactive than Errol Spence in those other rounds, those rounds in between. So he just proved to be the better fighter overall. Now, it was said that Errol Spence possibly could have been weight drained, that Errol Spence had a rib injury, many rhymes and reasons as to why Errol Spence didn't perform to the level which we used to and accustomed to seeing Errol Spence perform at, right? And so with that said, it said that the rematch could take place at junior middleweight, 154, right? Which would be a 7-pound jump for both guys and give Errol Spence a 7-pound cushion that he don't have to cut that water off. And so with that said, a lot of people are on the fence with this fight, with the rematch. Now, the rematch, the initial fight had a contract to which both fighters had the opportunity and the right to activate an immediate rematch clause, okay, should they lose. And Errol Spence activated that immediate rematch clause. And so now, because of the fight, the way the fight played out and the performance that Errol Spence displayed, not many people are interested in seeing the rematch. They feel like it's automatic that Terence Crawford is going to win this fight against Errol Spence Jr., and it could possibly be worse. Right now, Errol Spence, he wanted to fight the rematch to take place in December at 154. He wanted it to be a quick turnaround. But obviously, Showtime was going through internal issues, and ultimately, they decided that they weren't going to be in the business of the sport of boxing anymore. But with that said, not many people are excited to see the rematch. The question is this a good idea for them to push Errol Spence and Terence Crawford as the first fight, pay-per-view fight, headline card, major card for the PBC and Amazon? Is it going to be successful? Because it underwhelmed and underperformed the first time, and nobody knew the outcome. I mean, you don't even know the outcome of the second fight, but people have a idea of how the second fight is going to play out because of the first fight. You had no idea how the first fight was going to play out because we hadn't seen them in the ring. So is it a good idea? Is it worth it to attempt to put that fight on as the first card and the introduction fight and the introduction for the relationship between the two? Is this a good idea to make that the first fight? Is it a good business move? Now, again, like I said, Gervonta Tank Davis is a great business move as the first fight, the first pay-per-view headline card, because he never lost. He's doing the biggest numbers. He's arguably the face of the sport of boxing outside of Canelo Alvarez. He's the perfect fighter to open up a new platform, a new business venture, a new deal. He's the perfect fighter. He's exciting. He's going to get knockouts, right? He's the perfect fighter to put in that position to introduce to the world a new way of boxing. The perfect fighter. Now, again, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, it's going to be action. And I don't think it's going to go to the decision. So the fight itself, whether it's competitive or not, is going to be action in it. Like I said, it wasn't competitive, Terence Crawford, but there was plenty of action, and Errol Spence went out on his shield. So it wasn't like Errol Spence laid down. He just didn't perform to what we normally accustomed to seeing him and how he performs. He just didn't do that. But he didn't lay an egg. He just didn't perform to the standards of his performance. But he came out and he was aggressive. He tried. He just wasn't effective. So it's going to be entertaining. But are the people willing to pay for it? And are the people willing to invest in the rematch after what they've seen? Because they're going to feel like they're being duped. Like they're going to feel like you trying to pull the wool over my eye. I already know Errol Spence has no chance to beat Terence Crawford, and I'm not investing. And they didn't even invest in the first fight as we anticipated them investing in the first fight. Tank Davis did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys with Ryan Garcia. So he's a sure thing. More of a sure thing, right? If there ever were one. So it's interesting. Who should they just give Gervonta Tank Davis what he's looking for? If that is the case. And make whatever fight he's looking to make happen and open up the card in March? Or should they just go bypass it, promote Tank Davis' next fight and still use his promotion as way of introducing the Terence Crawford Errol Spence rematch. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment sections. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.